How many chances are they going to have? Into Sanarza. He shoots. No. Tipped. No. Game's over. Duda Sanarza. Shot from here in three-point range and missed it at the buzzer. 65-64. If it went in, it would have been all over for the Aztecs. They have hung on and somehow managed to get themselves a win.
Well, the call from Uncle Teddy last night right here on the Mighty 1090.
My name was Duda.
Yeah, but I think he's got a kind of a hard last name, Duda.
Sanarza or something like that?
Something like that. San Diego State escapes with a win last night at USD in the San Diego City Basketball Championship. Justin Hutson is one of the assistant coaches with San Diego State, and he's on the line right now. Coach, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Doing really good. How you doing? Because you were very, very intense on the bench last night. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm glad we came out with a win. It was a very hard-fought game versus a good opponent on the road. So you always got to be happy with your wins.
Yeah. Why was San Diego State, Justin, not able to pull away with about 6 and change to go in the game and what seemed like a pretty good, solid lead? Why could the Aztecs not pull away from that team?
I think the first thing you got to do is give credit to University of San Diego. You know, they were a very capable opponent. I think they made some big plays at that point in time. You know, it's always a tough game over there. And you're right. We had a chance to pull away a couple of times in the game. Normally, if we were at home, if we were a little more experienced, we usually pull away at that point in time. But USD made a couple of nice plays. They executed, and they got right back in the game. Just proud of our guys for finishing it off.
And you're saying that your guys are learning how to do that, learning how to close games out and finish better.
We're hoping so. I mean, we're in the middle of a hard stretch. We're, 5 big games in 11 days, and we're playing on the road against a team that they're circling us. When USD and San Diego State play, it's the circle for USD. It's a chance that they haven't won in a while against us, and they're going to be really excited, and they feel like they want to earn some respect. So they're not going to lay down. So our guys need to know that when you get a lead that you need to try to stretch it, and they've heard that. We preach that, but there's nothing like experience.
Yeah, Justin, I think that as much as people are going to give credit to USD today because they were the big underdog, I think that the takeaway for San Diego State will be we had the lead, they fought back, this was their Super Bowl, so to speak, and we still found a way, call it whatever you want to, squeak by, lucky, just escaped, whatever. We still found a way to win. I mean, for me, that would be the takeaway. What about for you guys?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think coaches speak is always, when you come in today, we watched the film and we talked about a lot of things that we could have done better. But we also spoke on the things that went really good. Skylar Spencer had a great game. Xavier Thing made a lot of free throws at the end. We're getting nice minutes from Dwayne Polee off the bench. So, I think it's a balancing act that Coach Fisher's really good at and the staff is really good at saying, hey, look, we're not excited on how we finished off the game. We're not excited on the way we executed, but we were ready to play. We did a lot of good things. We came out with a win in the city championship at their place. So let's move forward now.
Yeah, and it leads into a nice 4-game homestand where you guys bring in Washington, Southern Utah, McNeese State, and St. Catherine's College.
All right. Yeah, I mean, who? What?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, listen, even McNeese State, they'll be 12,414, right. But the Washington game of the next 4, I mean, that's exciting. The other ones don't have quite as much cachet around.
St. Catherine. Oh,
really? St. Catherine? Where's she from?
I think St. Catherine is from San Diego, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's up in the North County.
See there?
Well, I had no idea. So, all right, well, St. Catherine.
We
right.
have Washington next. Though.
Okay, Washington.
Focus on
Washington. What is Washington bringing here, Coach?
Well, Washington brings, another Pac-12 opponent. Again, 5 hard games in 11 days. And if you look across at all the schedules in America, everybody doesn't play 30 great teams in the preseason. So I think, 5 big games in 11 days with another Pac-12 opponent coming in that's a very high-scoring team that really likes to get up and down the floor. They've been scoring over 90 points a game. They're not doing great on the defensive end yet, but they're starting to come together. and it's going to be a very worthy opponent. I mean, we pride ourselves on defense, but I tell you, Washington has some guys that they're going to make tough shots. So
right.
we can't get discouraged, and we got to make everything tough because just because we have a hand up doesn't mean it's not going to go in on Sunday.
Yeah, I think everybody needs to get to that Aztec game on Sunday early. Game's at 12. Need to get there and battle through traffic because there's going to be a lot of Charger traffic. So if you're heading down the 15 or you're heading out east on the 8, you got to make plans accordingly. You got to try and get to that Aztec game early. I know it's Sunday. Get up, do your thing, get your coffee, read your paper, and get out to that San Diego State game. Coach, let me ask you this one question before you go.
Yes, sir.
Justin, your reputation has always been for recruiting, right?
Sometimes, yes.
All right. Well, I'm just curious your opinion. Could Johnny D play for San Diego State?
Yeah, I believe he can. You know, he's a good player. He's a player he's not just a shooter. He can put the ball on the ground and score. He's a very good competitor. He's very good at what he does. So, yeah, I think there's definitely a chance he can play at San Diego State. I don't think there's any question on that.
Yeah, I mean, I just wonder, here's a kid locally, and I have no idea if he was ever recruited by San Diego State or not, but just wondered about that. I'm like, geez, did they go after that kid? He's right here in San Diego County. Or was he not a guy that when you looked at it coming out of high school, you go, nah, he's not really at our level?
I mean, I don't know if Johnny D was on scholarship at USD from the start. I don't know if he was getting very highly recruited. And I think every year there's guys that slip through the cracks, in every city. And that doesn't mean that they're not good enough. It does. Maybe they're a late bloomer. Maybe somebody missed out on him. Maybe the school doesn't have a scholarship. I mean, we only get 13. So maybe we filled our scholarships early, and he played better late. So there's a lot of variables that go into that. And some of them are mistakes. Some of them are availability. Some of them are guys developed.
Interesting. Yeah, I just watched him last night and thought, wow, this guy.
Yeah, Hutson.
I mean, he's an exciting guy to watch play, and he is to college basketball what Danny Woodhead is to the NFL, I think. Justin, great catching up with you. Thanks so much. We'll see you out there on Sunday.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
All right, pleasure. I think this, Billy Ray. I think if you're Steve Fisher and you're that coaching staff, you're looking at the stat sheet and you're saying, look, J.J. O'Brien is wearing this cast on his hand.